Hello, and welcome to session 5 of our series on parenting during the primary years. In each session, we cover topics which are relevant to parenting children of all ages, but with a particular focus on children aged 5 to 11. In this session, we will be looking at encouraging positive choices, the internet and the online world, screen time and online gaming, and relating to others. We all have times when we would like our children to behave better. In our last session, we spoke about giving them choices, which can be a useful strategy for encouraging good behaviour. What are some other ways in which we can encourage good behaviour? We can include them in decision making, especially ones that involve them. Talking to them about an issue, for example, an area of conflict or some poor behaviour, can help them to take responsibility. It's important to choose a good time to have this discussion, though. In the middle of an argument or when tempers are high is not a good idea. Here are some steps that you could use to discuss and agree with your child when talking through any problem behaviour or issues. First of all, talk about what the problem behaviour or the conflict is. Make it clear what kind of behaviour or outcome you expect, for example, keeping a house rule. Encourage cooperation. Discussion is key. Your child will be more cooperative if they feel they have been listened to. However, this doesn't mean they will get their way every time. Ultimately, as the parent, you will make the decision that is best, whether it is popular or not. Agree the way forward with rewards and sanctions. Make a plan together and keep it realistic. Decide on rewards for keeping to the plan and sanctions or consequences if they don't. Once the plan is in place, make sure you use descriptive praise to encourage your child when they are doing well and sticking to the plan. Most importantly, make sure you follow through with the plan. This is the tricky bit, as your child will most likely push the boundaries even more to see if you will stick with them or not. You will need to persevere, as it takes time to see a change in behaviour. There are, of course, non-negotiable rules. Children need to learn that there are some rules that are simply not up for discussion. These could be rules at home, at school, or in society. They are often put in place to keep everyone safe, or make sure that everyone understands what is and isn't acceptable behaviour in certain circumstances. Let's think about children's safety for a while. The world can be a scary and dangerous place, but we can't wrap our children in cotton wool or keep them at home with us all the time. But we can and do have a responsibility to guide them and protect them along the way. As well as physical safety, it's just as important to think about their emotional well-being too. So, what kind of dangers do children face? And what are some of the things that we might want to protect them from? Traffic and crossing roads, accidents in the home, people, strangers and bullies, for example, inappropriate TV and films, the internet and websites, or inappropriate computer games. It's important to ask ourselves what is appropriate for a child of their age to be exposed to or to experience. One significant potential danger area that has only become fully apparent relatively recently is the internet. The internet has changed the way we live significantly in the past couple of decades, and children's lives especially are very different from how they used to be. It has opened up a whole new world of things for us to be aware of. We need to educate ourselves and our children on how to use it wisely, so as they grow, they will use it safely and responsibly. Here are some tips for internet safety. Talk to your child about what they are doing online. Keeping the discussion open and being part of their online life, showing an interest in what they're doing, what their favourite websites are, etc., is key in keeping the doors of communication open, so they will be more likely to come to you if they encounter a problem. Encourage your child to explore the online world responsibly. Encourage them to use age-appropriate websites to have fun, learn, and develop online skills. Keep up to date with your child's development online. Children grow and develop fast, learning new skills and growing in confidence all the time. As they learn new skills, you should too. Set boundaries for the online world in the same way you would for other areas of life. Think about what they might see or share, who they talk to, and how long they spend online. It's important to do this while they are young, to help them develop awareness and the tools and skills they need to enjoy their time online. Make sure your child knows you are there to support them and that they can discuss anything with you. Consider keeping all devices that connect it to the internet in a shared family space so that you are around to be aware of what your child is doing online and to be available if they need you. Know what connects to the internet and how. Understanding what devices connect and how, for example through Wi-Fi or data, and understanding how that might affect parental controls is important. Parental controls are important too, knowing how to access them and set them on each device. It's not just about locking and blocking. They can be an effective tool in setting age-appropriate boundaries as your child grows. They are not the answer to online safety, but they are a good place to start. As with all things, make sure you discuss with your child what you are doing and why. It's good to let your children know that you make decisions and take action because you care about them, not because you want to spoil their fun. Engaging with online media is one of the most common pastimes for children. It can be fun, help them to learn, and be relaxing for them. However, there are many negative aspects of spending a lot of time looking at or participating in online media. Advertising bombards them with ideas of what they should look like, what they should have, or eat, for example, and sets up unrealistic ideals for life. Children are vulnerable to this as they accept what they see and hear at face value, making it hard for them to distinguish what is true and what isn't. Media can also depict all kinds of violence, and research has shown this as a factor for poor behaviour. In the medical journal The Lancet in 2017, it was found that exposure to violent media is associated with increased child and adolescent interpersonal aggression, as well as a decreased empathy and pro-social behaviour. Even the news can be distressing for children when they see real-life violence. Online media consumption is a significant factor in the increase of obesity as children spend more time sitting playing games or watching videos. Children learn and develop best when they are actively doing things such as playing, exploring, learning music, reading, or playing a sport. Being active in mind and body. It's simply not good for their minds or bodies to be sitting still for so long. Media content can also bombard us with sexual messages and images that are both inappropriate and unhelpful for children. One issue that is now impacting children's lives more than before is pornography. Children may stumble across it by accident or go looking for it out of curiosity, but it gives unrealistic views about relationships and often portrays sex without respect or commitment. It may also include abuse and violence, and this can lead children to think that this is the norm. We can and should set up boundaries and porn filters in our homes, but these won't protect them when they are older. How can we help our children develop good relationships? Here are a few basic principles. Say hello when you meet someone and look them in the face. Take turns and share. Say please and thank you. Say sorry or excuse me when you knock into someone or do something that upsets them. Ask if you can join in a game. Don't just barge in, grab things, or take over. Don't boss people around. And don't make personal remarks such as, "That orbit is really big." Model the above so that children learn from your example. What concerns might you have around your child relating to others? You might be worried about bullies, strangers or trusted others such as teachers or neighbours. You might be concerned about their friendship circles at school or moving to a new class or school. What can we do as parents to minimise problems or risks? We can get to know the other parents and carers in our child's class. So if our child is invited around to play, we can feel comfortable accepting, knowing who they are going to be with. Engaging with the parents of our children's friends, maybe even becoming friends ourselves, is much easier when they're in primary school than when they go off to secondary school. Think about where your child can play safely outside near your house. Is it an area where it is safe to do at all? Or would a back garden, either yours or a friend's, be safer for them? Think about boundaries you would need to set for them. For example, not to go past a certain point on the road, or being home by a certain time if they have gone round to a friend's house. A good way to teach safety is to play the what if game with your child. Start with the sentence, what would you do if you got lost, your friends were doing something you weren't happy about, a bully was demanding your belongings, someone was scaring you or doing something you didn't feel comfortable with, someone you didn't know knocked on the door, there was an emergency, or someone was being unkind to you at school. Unfortunately, bullying is still a very real problem. Whether physical or emotional, bullying can seriously affect a person's mental health. If you suspect it or your child talks about it, take it seriously. Listen, get some facts, who, when, where and how, and record them. It's better if a child can overcome the problem on their own without direct adult intervention. But talk through how they might handle the bullying with them and encourage them to stay calm. Some useful advice to give your child would be to tell a teacher that they trust, not to confront the bully. Try to stay in a group. Don't fight back, just walk away. Get away and get help if you are scared, and don't fight to keep your stuff. Your safety is more important than possessions. If the bullying continues or gets worse, talk to your child's teacher and ask them if they can keep an eye on the situation. Ask for the school's bullying policy and, if appropriate, for some action to be taken. Most importantly, support your child. If things aren't going well at school, they need to know you are there for them, and that home, at least, is a safe and loving place. So let's think about what we have looked at today. We have looked at steps to help encourage positive choices. We have considered some scenarios and tried to apply the steps to positive choices. We have thought about keeping our children safe. We have considered online safety and discussed the positive and negative effects of the media. We have thought about how we can help our children relate to others well, how we can help them to be streetwise and confident, and how to deal with bullying. In our next session, we will be looking at building strong families. See you then.